I get a ton of people asking me on Twitter and Facebook what I want to see in the next Yakuza game. Instead of repeating myself over and over, I thought I'd put it all in here and see what the community thought and hear what you guys would like to see in the next chapter of our favourite series. During the 2016 Famitsu Awards ceremony last night, Nagoshi took to the stage and announced that the new Ryuga Gotoku game is already being developed. We didn't get any new info except that it's being based on the Yakuza 6 Dragon engine, which he admits was a test run for the engine like Kenzan or Ishin was for the last two upgrades, and the city will be expanded upon in the next title. He also went on to mention the following: as long as Yakuza 6 is labelled the final chapter of Kazuma Kiryu, we won't be saying anything like just kidding. So either the next game will feature a new protagonist and will continue without Kiryu, or we'll be getting another game set in the past or a previously unexplored part of Kiryu's life, which would be a bit of a cop-out. Personally, I hope we get to play as someone completely new, but we'll get to that in a minute. After the little things in 6 that left me disappointed, the game is great, but man could it have been better. Seriously, go watch our review. Here's just some of my hopes that the next title in the series will take it to the next level, and when we finally do find out more about Yakuza 7, or whatever it's going to be called, we can all point at this and laugh at how stupid this was. Or brilliant. So let's start off by talking about the location. The Dragon engine is still incomplete. Sure, it looks pretty, but every heat action is the same and the gravity could use some tweaking. Given the quick turnaround time of the Yakuza games, seriously, it's a yearly franchise, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet the next title will be set in Kamurocho again. Especially after the areas of the city in Yakuza 6 like the Champion District, Purgatory and even the casino were lazily blocked off. The time it would take to develop a whole new location in hopes of getting a new game out by year's end, again nothing to confirm yet. I think it's more than likely they'll work with what they have. Which is great. I've always maintained that having Kamurocho as a location makes for a world that can act as a hub for amazing stories. If they don't have the time to create a whole new location, why not expand Kamurocho into an even bigger environment? These few streets are all we ever get to see, and while it's a great playground, how awesome would it be to see the outside of the area? I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of running into invisible walls. What if we could just keep going? Now, I'm not saying it needs to be the size of a GTA map, but seeing a little bit more of the city, even if things were moved a little closer, would definitely help flesh out a world that is starting to feel a little cramped. Let's see some more of what Shinjuku has to offer. Let us head down to the Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden, or even the Hanazono Shrine for a little more variety. Keeping the setting locked into Kabukicho was to let you feel the dangerous atmosphere of the world. A town where turning down the wrong alley could get you into trouble. But the series has moved on, and Kabukicho today isn't even the same as it was 10 years ago when Yakuza first hit the market. Expanding the map just a little more and letting us get an even better look at some of Shinjuku's landmarks could be amazing. Oh, and let us explore the Kamurocho Hills the same way we can explore the Millennium Tower. That place has got to be finished by now, right? As for the protagonist, or protagonists, I'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but if we really want to move on from Kiryu's storyline, we're going to need a new main character. The reliance of the Tojo clan and the messes they keep making, seriously, how often can Daigo get kidnapped in this series, has become a bit of a crutch for the series that I'll be happy to get away from. So what kind of main character would I want to see? Now, here's where it can get interesting. I could go the easy route of just saying make the next main character a girl, which honestly isn't a bad idea, and I will. There's tons of badass ladies in the Yakuza series, and even my precious Haruka-chan should have got some more time to throw down. I think we all kind of expected her to be a little bit more badass as she grew up under Kiryu, but that moment never really came. With how her story ends in 6, which don't worry I won't spoil, I don't think she'd make a good candidate. Don't worry though, there's a ton of loose threads that we could pull a female protagonist from, and personally I'd love to see Kaoru Sayama's return in search of Kiryu. She was one of the best parts of Yakuza 2, and I still want to know what she did after she left. If we really want to get away from Kiryu though, I think we need to start looking outside of the Tojo clan. We've always been at war with the Yomi Alliance, so why not show us the war from their perspective? Having a character that's been brought up to believe the Tojo clan are evil and seeing that person enter a war he has no stake in while trying to find himself would be an awesome place to start. Or taking someone from the streets and slowly being brought into a family, showing what it takes to truly earn your place with a modern Yakuza organization could be a great way to show how honor and respect work in the modern day, where tattoos are outdated and strength isn't always the problem solver. Kiryu's always been a man out of time, stuck with a sense of honor instilled in him from Kazuma. Even his unchanging suit shows his reluctance to budge on his ideals. Creating a character that walks a fine line in terms of what he is and isn't willing to do could make for a seriously intriguing story. Okay, now here's my final idea for the setting of the next game. I know this one's kinda out there, so bear with me. Here's an idea I've been throwing around for a while, and if we're going to go all in on what I'd like to see in the next game, here's my biggest wish. Set the next Yakuza game in post-World War II Japan. let that sink in for a second. The bombs were dropped, the war is lost, people live in slums and the US occupied townships. As Japan tries to rebuild, one man comes from nothing, helping out the downtrodden people and making a name for himself in the local boxing rings, creating alliances and running gangs to manage the unruly people in places the police have stopped caring about. Makoto Tojo, the first chairman of the Tojo clan, forms what would become the largest criminal organization in all of Japan. How fucking awesome would that be? To see the inception of the Tojo clan from the ground floor, how it was made, the members that could be recruited that would go on to be some of the most badass people in the series. Young Kazuma turning to a life of crime and becoming one of the world's best hitmen. Maybe fighting a US conspiracy for occupying Japan, or help weed out the last of the Nazis, or free wrongly imprisoned conspirators from incarceration. Even Kamurocho could get an origin story. The original Kabukicho built in the 40s right after the war, but for some reason the theater was supposed to go there never actually went ahead due to a mysterious lack of funding. There's your setting and your plot right there. What if we get to see how Kamurocho came to be? Find out why it's so important to the Tojo and the Yakuza. There's so many cool places a story like this could go, and with the Showa feeling Nagoshi always tries to hit with the series story, it's the perfect setting. Okay, let's calm down again. This is just our own personal wish list for the next Yakuza game. I'm pretty sure none of this will happen, or maybe I've nailed it perfectly. I want to hear your ideas and speculation about the next game, so let me know in the comments what you'd like to see for a new main character, story, and setting. Because this kind of speculation just gets me fired up and I love to hear it. I want to hear everything you guys have to say. Anyway, thanks for joining me down this rabbit hole of dreams, and if you'd like to see more videos like this and get early access to our video content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. It keeps the lights on and the production going. Anyway, until next time.